Coop Coin. Alright, so in this video today we're going to talk about another project built on the Algorand blockchain, Coop Coin. Now this is a community token, so it's more in my field of interest. I get to speculate, that sort of thing. Now the intent of these videos, if you don't know who I am, is pretty much to give that exposure to other projects built on the Algorand blockchain. So then our TLP network can then begin to accumulate tokens that they like, and they have my perspective to first get started. Now a lot of these big words and stuff and technologies and that behind tokens and projects, I do not understand, just like the majority of people out there, okay? I do not understand. What I try to work off is emotions and that sort of thing to speculate on tokens. So if I review anyone's project, feel free to let us know any extra information that I do not cover, or even anything that I might make a mistake on. And the most valuable comments, if I see a valuable comment that gives information about that project, I will pin it. So today we're going to talk about Coop Coin. Now Coop Coin, in my opinion, is a 100X token, and I really believe it is a 100X token. Now before we get started, I want you to understand I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not given financial advice. If I was a financial advisor and I was given financial advice, I'd more than likely say dollar cost average, accumulate Coop Coin and get as much of it as you can. But I'm not, okay? So remember that. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm saying if I was, I would probably say that. So anyway, let's minimize my head and get straight into it. So Coop Coin is very attractive when you come into the Algorand network. You are going to see it everywhere. The moment people begin to come into Algorand network, you're not going to be able to miss Coop Coin. It has the strongest community, in my opinion, on Algorand. I'm going to scroll down here now. It is on the page 1 of Vistage, and it has 200,000 liquidity. Okay, so you can see it says 160,000 here, but that's stable liquidity, but the total is actually 200,000. Now the difference with this is pretty much, so the stable liquidity is anything here. So any of these tokens here, these wrapped assets, these here are classed as stable liquidity and Algorand and that sort of thing as well. So you can see USD, governance, Go Bitcoin, Go USD, Tether, all them sort of coins, these wrapped tokens, they are the stable, but the total liquidity is everything in pretty much in Vistage. Everything you can find here, guys. So chips might be a really good pair, but if you've got a $10,000 liquidity pool, it's not going to show up in the stable, but it is there. It's still liquidity. It's real liquidity. What they've done is they've just changed a few things to stop some bad actors making two coins, pairing them together really heap and ranking them up on Vistage up to #1 in a day, and then pumping and dumping on people. Okay, so they just did that for security reasons. So then you actually have to go and buy wrapped assets. You can't just make two coins, two tokens, and then pair them together and then look like you've got something good. Now we've got a total market cap of 400,000 with total liquidity at 200,000. Now for this to 10x, for 100x, sorry, because I believe it's going to 100x. Now for this to 100x, this would need another 2 zeros on it, okay, which would make it $20 million. And that is, in the world of crypto, guys, that is just, that's tiny, alright? In the world of crypto, that is a tiny amount. Now, the only reason this token hasn't exploded yet is simply because it's built on Algorand. But as you know, Algorand is doing a lot of stuff, guys. If you are not seeing Algorand pretty hyped up at the moment, it's doing a lot of stuff. Now, as it builds in popularity, more and more people come to the Algorand blockchain. Now, the moment you begin to look at Algorand, I mean, the moment you begin and you start following, you follow a couple of Algorand accounts on Twitter, you are going to see Coop. It is a community token and they work as a community. You are not going to avoid Coop. There is no use case behind Coop. It is simply a community token. Now, I used to not like community projects and I didn't like meme coins, but I changed my mind, okay, because at the end of the day, a good project cannot succeed without a community behind it, whereas a bad project can succeed with a community. And these meme coins, these community projects, they tend to get a lot of people, they get a lot of support, and then they come in for a common goal. So I just want you to understand that, and I also want you to understand that we have half the liquidity as the market cap, okay, so half of it. That means people are not just buying this token, they are buying this and they pairing it with other tokens, meaning many other projects are actually believing in Coop. So we've got a whole community here, okay guys, so a whole Algorand blockchain as a whole. Now these here projects up here, they also liking Coop. So you got people inside these projects, the supporters of these projects, buying Coop and then pairing it together. It is not very often that you see this, okay? So you can see here, for an example, this one, there is a lot of players within this token that could literally dump this amount with just their wallets alone. When it comes to this, there is very, very few. This means it is very decentralized, very spread out, and projects are actually adding to liquidity. Now, I'm not saying this coin's going to dump. That's actually a very good project, guys, so ignore that. Don't think that I'm saying it's going to dump. Sometimes it's safer to have a few whales in a project because a whale understands the project and they support the project than to have people with large wallets, okay, that do not support it, do not understand it, and that sort of thing. Whales are not a bad thing unless they have bad intent, and majority of the time a whale is there because they were there at the start and they support the actual project, so they're not going to do anything to damage it. Now, I'm just going to click onto Coop now. Now, it has been going up steadily for a while now, well, not steadily, pretty rapidly. But you can have a look here on the side here. These are all the paired tokens. So if I scroll down, we have got many, okay? Okay, people are creating liquidity pairs for a reason. Now you can see here there's a lot of attention on this coin, and like literally all this thing has to do, if let's just say if Algorand doesn't blow up, if Algorand doesn't succeed, which it's going to, all this token would have to do is come together, create a wrapped asset and throw it onto Ethereum or something. They've already got the network, they've already got the support, they've already got the main people behind the project. The only thing they do not have yet is the traffic, like what Ethereum or something like that has, like Ethereum or Binance. Those platforms have the traffic, but if you know anything about Algorand, the traffic is coming to Algorand, all of it, okay? All of the crypto traffic is going to come to Algorand at some stage. And I want to just scroll down a bit further here and just point out this, okay? So the entire supply was released at launch to many community members, okay? So at launch of this token, the entire supply got released. That means it is decentralized. That means this token is pretty much 100% decentralized. Now, if I scroll out a bit, so what you want to do is you really want to check the price action on something like this to make sure that it has come down, to make sure it has hit a bottom. Now, why I say this is because the reason I don't, for an example, do big, large coin drops is every time I do, a lot of people sell. So when I do a coin drop or something, I only give away as much as I'm willing to buy back at that specific time, because I got a community to look after, okay? And I don't want people that I give tokens to dump on my community. But Coop Coin did it at the start, okay? So from doing it at the start, what you want to see is a price decline and a lot of turbulence and that sort of thing. So I just want to show you here. So we are in the daily chart, okay? So you could get this better picture on like 4-hourly or something. But looking at the daily chart, you could see they've launched the coin, they've shared out all the tokens. I don't know what they did with this big price drop, but let's say that, but this here would be the true launch price down here, because that is just one candlestick. So obviously they were playing around, getting the value per tokens, that sort of thing at the start. You've got to do that. So after they've sorted all that out, they've done the coin drop. There's a lot of hype within that. A lot of people have brought up the token, okay? But then you get many people that are selling off their token. Now, a lot of these are full wallets, okay? I can tell you that right now. So a lot of these big red candlesticks is a full wallet of one individual. They've got a big pump and they've just dumped their wallet. They did not understand the project. They're just quick money. I'll take that and I'll run. You got a few more red candles, okay? And you got really fluctuating. So you can see the mentality of people here is, there's a few different mentalities. You've got some that are just saying, oh, they sell this coin, it's probably going to get a zero like everything else. Or this is another pump and dump, let's dump before I get dumped on, and all that sort of stuff. But you've got that consistent buying back, okay? So you got them consistent after these dumps, after these sell-offs. You've got these buying backs, okay? Now, these buying back areas, these are the community that support the project, okay? These are community that support the vision behind Coop. Now, obviously, at the start, because all the tokens are distributed fairly, there's going to be a lot more selling pressure. You cannot fight the selling pressure at the start. There's just so much selling pressure because all the coins were released, all the tokens were released. But then as it comes down, okay, you can see all the sellers, all the non-supporters, all the people that weren't behind the project begin to run out of steam. They're dying out. Their wallets are getting empty. You sell one token, guys, you can't sell that one token again. Once you sell a token, it's gone. It's that simple. And then you can see it's sort of flatline. Now, you've also got the decline of Algorand that plays a huge role in this as well. Okay, so some of these smaller ones, and probably not so much sells. But there was a decline in Algorand for a while as well. Now, we've got the incline in Algorand. We've got the opposite effect happening right now in play. But what we have done, okay, so over the years, since they launched over that time, we have come down. The supporters of the platform, the community behind the platform, have been fighting these sellers, okay, and then they've got to a pretty stable base around here. So I'm just going to change this so you can see it a bit better. So this is a 4-hour chart. So you can see here, the bottom is around about here, the true bottom, and you can see they had support over here as well with that. So you got the bottom at around a cent, okay, and then when you see it jumps up, okay, so I'll change this again to a smaller one. Okay, I just played with the chart a bit just to get it a bit better to show you. So you can see here, this support always becomes resistance on the way back up. Okay, so at the start, this is all just mentality, guys. This is all emotions. Okay, they have no idea. Majority of them have no idea what's going on, except for the ones that are buying, that are behind the project. Now you can see this here has become pretty solid support. Okay, and then you can see when it breaks out. Okay, so when it breaks out of these resistant lines, so this would be a resistant line right here, so around about this mark here, okay guys, it's a resistance line. Now once you break out, you can see these huge jumps. Now these are people that they're watching, okay, so the supporters are watching and they're wondering, when can I buy back, that sort of thing. It's went down in value, I've held this long, when can I begin getting back into this thing, when's this thing safe? Or different mentalities, okay. Some people just dollar cost average the whole thing, and that's what I do. Okay, just dollar cost average, guys. Buy it as it's going down, up, whatever you want. If you understand the project, okay, don't take little profits as you go up, like majority of people do, because you're going to miss the overall gains if you know it's going up. This is what I mean, okay? So not if you don't know the project, yeah, maybe take some profits because you don't know what it is. But if you know the project, why even take the profits, guys? Just wait until it's done its thing, okay? Wait until you've hit the max potential. So you can see here, it's found more resistance around this mark. Okay, it tried to break through and it's come back down. So then you can see here, so we're on this resistance right here. Okay, and when it breaks that, we've pretty much got nearly nothing. Okay, well, a little bit here of resistance, not too much. Okay, but we've pretty much got nothing. We got pretty clean sailing. We're going to hit all-time highs within a couple. If Algorand keeps going like this, within another 2 months or so, we should hit all-time highs. So accumulating it now would make a lot of sense. Okay, so you can see this here resistance. If it drops back down, hopefully it doesn't break back down below that. The charts are looking really, really bullish. Okay, I'm not a technical analyst, guys. I just pretty much look at emotions. Okay, I don't see the red and green as any sort of technical stuff. I literally see that as emotions. That's all I see in this chart. But yeah, so the chart looks really, really bullish. And what I was trying to explain, I just went a bit overboard, and is it's already had its worst days. Okay, so because it was distributed, it had to go through all these worst days. Okay, and it's already had them. You can see solid base here. It's going to fluctuate more. Okay, like people are going to take profits. People are going to sell and buy and sell and buy. But the worst is over. Okay, so it has had its decline. It's had its bad days. It's formed its support, and it's begin to rise with Algorand. The only thing that's going to be able to drop it below this now, the only thing, so you got this mark here, the true supporters were here, okay, true supporters held this line. The only thing that has the capability of dropping it below this mark is if the tied assets, these big ones, this algo right here, 93,000, if that has another bear market, okay, in the near future. But it's not. But what it's going to do, it's going to form another high as well, and it can't come down. So this here, I see this as a very, very safe, secure line. Now, I'm not a financial advisor, but if you are buying it now, you've got the risk of losing 50% of your portfolio max if anything bad happens. And I don't think anything bad is going to happen. It will fluctuate, but it's not going to come back down to these levels again. You've missed them. Boo-hoo, so sad, but obviously not many people like to accumulate things when it is doing nothing. They need the hype to be there. So it's already had its worst days. And now I just want to go into here. So Twitter is where the action is. Now, Twitter has the members, okay? So Twitter has the members. So I'm going to scroll down. This is the Coop profile. You got about 20 likes. You got about 19 shares. You got about 600 views, okay? So you're getting some decent views per post. But this is nothing compared to something like Peep. Okay, so I just want to go to the Peep coin for an example. Now, Peep coin had that run. It had that 100x gain, that sort of thing. But have a look at the difference in the traffic, okay? So you can see, and this is still pretty minuscule traffic. There's still a long way to go for these as well. But you can see it's getting a lot of reach, okay? These posts are getting a lot of reach. Now, the only difference between a community token built on Ethereum and a community token built on Algorand is Algorand has the best to come. When something blows up on Ethereum, you've got no chance. Currently, right now, before Algorand is a huge platform, you have the ability to accumulate tokens while they're doing this, okay, and accumulate a lot of them. When the traffic comes, which it's going to come, guys, there's no avoiding Algorand in the future. You're going to be using Algorand whether you know it or not. Now, when people begin to realize this and they begin to invest in Algorand, they start following a few Algorand things. You're going to see the Coop channels and that sort of thing getting more engagement, something like this. So going from about, let's just say 100 people that buy $10 here and there per month, something like that, or $100 here and there per month, whatever they're doing, I do not know, to thousands of people doing this. That has the potential to bring in enough liquidity to 100x this token. This token, $20 million in this token, for an example, is something like a day. It's something like probably not even a day thing. Okay, guys, $20 million is that's what we need. Okay, so for Coop to 100x is only about 20 million, and I see it coming very easily. So I'm just going to go in here to PP, and I just want to show you guys, so you can come down here a bit. Let's go to the volume, the daily volume, wherever that is. I don't know how to use market cap. It is shit compared to Vistage. Vistage rules. So here, in daily volume, 24-hour volume. Look, you can look at this, guys. 140. So that wouldn't even be 100x. So this is where Ethereum is, and a token, a popular token, a meme token is at on Ethereum, because it has the majority of the network on Ethereum. Coop is going to grow with the majority. Okay, so I want you to understand this. So when you build on something that is growing, you grow with it. When you build on something that isn't growing, so something like Ethereum that already has the members, you have to grow in it. Okay, so that would have cost a lot of campaigns, that would have got a lot of shout outs, all that sort of stuff on Twitter. And trust me, you get a lot of offers when you have a token. It is not hard to pump a coin if you've got a little bit of money, especially if the coin is built on something that has a lot of people, something like Ethereum. Now you can see here the daily volume. If we get to this stage, okay, where Algorand is as big as Ethereum. So if you believe in Algorand, I want you to understand, if you believe in Algorand, and you believe Algorand is going to be as big as Ethereum, why are you not buying more Coop? Okay, because understand this. If Coop is the main community, I'm going to say it real slow just to make sure everyone understands it. Coop is the main community token so far on Vistage, on the Algorand blockchain. There is not another community token as Coop. Okay, there's other community tokens, there's other meme coins, but Coop is what you are going to see when you begin to get into Algorand. What you're going to see when you begin to get into Ethereum is something like Peep, Shiba, Doge, all those sort of things. When it's Algorand, you're going to see Coop, Akita, and a few other tokens as well, but Coop being the biggest one. Now, Coop is going to keep this community. This community is going to add to. I didn't know nothing about Coop until I had the coin, and now look, I've added to that community. Someone else is going to come and be added to it as well. So they're going to grow as Algorand grows. Now, there will be a day when Algorand just absolutely kills it, okay, when Algorand's on the mainstream medias and all that sort of stuff. An influx of volume is going to come into Algorand community. An influx of volume, a huge amount of volume is going to see Coop Token. And on that day, we are not going to get much warning. What we have accumulated now while we've got a chance is what's going to 100x with that influx on that day. As an example, okay, I want to use this, $143 million in volume. If that amount comes to the Algorand network, okay, because that's in the Ethereum network, that's a token built on the Ethereum blockchain. That's the potential on Ethereum. I see Algorand with the same potential, if not more. So that is very possible for the bigger altcoins, for the bigger coins built on Algorand. Okay, that's what's coming. Now, if that amount of volume went through that, this would be 1000x, not 100x. Okay, it would be 1000x. If $140 million went through KubeCoin, okay, because of an influx of volume into the Algorand network, and when you begin to go onto Twitter and follow a few Algorand accounts, you cannot avoid Coop. That is over 1000x, okay, for this one token. And that is why I'm very, very, very bullish on it. And I believe because it is the biggest token, it's even if Algorand doesn't have that day where it's on mainstream media, that sort of stuff, it's still growing. Every single day, Algorand grows. Every single day, someone else is seeing Coop turn up in their social media feeds, okay? Algorand might not have the traffic yet, but I can tell you one place that does have the traffic, and that is Twitter. Okay, that is YouTube. That is Instagram, that is Facebook. Whenever a token is built, a community on a large community, a decent sized community on social media that is openly talking about it, they have already succeeded. Okay, they're just pretty much going to grow now with it. Okay, and that is why I'm very, 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 very bullish, moonish on KubeCoin. Now, not only that, there is a lot of people that, you know, they were in it at the start with everything. Okay, whenever you build a project, you're going to have people leave, come and go like a yo-yo. Okay, they never stick around. But a lot of them will stick around, okay, down here, and they're holding large amounts of Coop Token in here in their wallets. Okay, they're holding large amounts of Coop Token, but because there's no hype or nothing at the moment, or a little bit starting, you're going to see more of these holders that already have KubeCoin starting to talk about it again. Okay, whenever that excitement comes, they start to talk about it again. When you've got a room, picture this, okay, guys, you got a room full of people. They're all on their mobile phone. They're doing nothing. They're just sitting there. They will not do anything until a mouse runs across the floor. Then they all jump up. Coop already has that the majority people, the majority of the network on the Algorand community, and they have a lot that are just sleeping. Okay, a lot that are just sleeping. That the moment we get a big spike, like a 50% increase or something, from, let's say, from here. So if we went tomorrow, okay, let's just say, and this could happen, guys. I've seen it happen. Like, just out of the blue, you get a token that will go from here, and they'll just 100x in a day. Okay, it happens all the time. That's the mouse or the cockroach running across the floor. That's all it's going to take for a heap of these people to say, come back, that haven't talked on social media for the last 6 months, to come back and go, hey, I've got Coop, yay, look at me, yay. Okay, and in the moment that happens, it just compounds, guys. Okay, and then it will retrace. It's always going to retrace. Whenever there's big pumps and stuff, it always, like just here, you can see this massive pump. It had to retrace all the way back down here before it began to climb again. These are people taking their profits. But I can tell you, I will not take a cent profit from this token until it does 100x, because I know it's going to 100x. And even when it does, I probably won't, because it's going to be all tied to TLP, and it's just going to be awesome. But anyway, if you are in our network, okay, so if you are in the TLP community, and you like the idea of KubeCoin, and you believe in KubeCoin, and you take what I say seriously, and you want to buy some KubeCoin, not because I gave financial advice, but just because you decided to do it, and you buy some KubeCoin, please pair it to our wallet, pair it to our liquidity pool. Okay, so we're up to 500 at the moment. Pair it to this. Okay, add it to this pool. Let's build this pool here, TLP/Coop. This way, when it 100x's, it's not just you, not just me benefiting, it's our whole TLP community. And as it fluctuates, as it's going up and down, you also earn from fees, guys. You can earn from fees on this platform. See, the thing about Vistage and the thing about Algorand is literally taking away the need of banks. People are the banks here. You can be the bank on other blockchains as well, but it's nowhere near as easy to do it on Algorand. But simply, when you buy and sell with your money from a bank, the banks earn from fees. When people are buying and selling these tokens, and they're using these tokens to do whatever they do on their projects and other things, the people that have added liquidity get the fees. Okay, the people become the banks on the Algorand blockchain. No need for banks anymore. Anyway, I've talked too much in this video. I did plan it a whole lot different, but I started talking. But I hope this helps. Hope you give us some idea. I'm very, very bullish on KubeCoin. Now, the next one I have to do is Akita. That's because I got another request for this one as well. So I want you to understand as well, guys. Coop Token was the highest requested token from me to do so far. And I have barely even scratched the surface of the Algorand network. But already I got more requests for Coop than anything else. Like, I've got requests for other coins and I did them. But the most requests I've got is for KubeCoin. That alone shows me that that's where the people are of the Algorand network. That alone shows me that this is the token that's going to grow with the Algorand blockchain the most. Well, not the most, I believe Vistage. Okay, I've got my own personal reasons, but I see Coop as more of it's going to grow steadily, and then it's just going to go boom through the roof. Okay, and people are going to miss it. And not only are people going to miss it, because it's going to grow steady. Okay, so I'll explain one more thing. I know I said I was go, but I'll just explain one more thing. Because it's going to grow steadily with Algorand, before that moonshot, you're not going to get million dumpers. Okay, the reason you're not is because people won't have KubeCoin left by that stage. Because it's growing steadily, people will begin to go, okay, I'm going to sell 10 Coop each day or something as it goes up, you know, take some profits. Okay, and they're going to continuously take some profits out of Coop and continuously take, same thing as what happens with Bitcoin. Okay, they're going to continuously take profits out of Coop. Let's just say they have 100 Coop and they sell 10 Coop each week for the next 10 weeks because it's going up in price and they want to take profits, and then they stop on 10, they leave 10 left or something. They only have 10 when at 100, when it has that moonshot. They only got 10 left anyway. Okay, they missed it. They buy back halfway up the moonshot. Okay, so they're going to buy it back. They're going to sell off little profits on the way up because they don't support the project. They don't support the community. They don't support that. They're just there for the gains. So they're going to take their little gains on the way up. And then when it has that moonshot, they're going to buy halfway up that moonshot. They're going to buy it at a high price. Whereas the supporters, this is where true support always wins, guys. The supporters behind the platforms, behind the projects, will hold their tokens the whole way to the top. They've got the same, they're seeing their portfolio go up through the roof. Okay, just like if you had bought Bitcoin at a cent, more than likely you had 100,000, but you sold 100,000 off as it went up. You never made it to the top. Okay, you've got half your portfolio left now today, or even less than half, because you sold off so much on the way up. You didn't hold it. But better than holding it, add it to liquidity and earn for fees on the way as well. So you're not going to get a massive pump and a massive dump, because majority of the pump's going to come at the top of the pump, not at the bottom of the pump. Okay, so the community now, only not even half of them are going to actually have their full bags by the time this happens. Majority of them will sell off their bags as it goes up. Okay, so you don't have to worry too much about that. So it's always going to come back, like it's always going to retrace. Everything always retraces, but it retraces to a higher number, so you're going to be in profit. But anyway, not financial advice, but if I was given it, I'd say buy Coop. Anyway, hope this helps. See you on the next one.